Good evening, iRacers. Welcome to Apex Racing TV and our Monday night coverage of the Porsche iRacing Cup. We are live here from the Le Mans circuit de la Sarthe. My name is Lee Thompson, and joining me in the commentary box even, is Conrad Venter. Evening, Conrad.
Good evening, Lee. It's nice to be back again on a Monday night for this, and I've been looking forward to this car track combo for quite a few weeks now. It should be a good race.
Yeah, it should be absolutely stonking. What an iconic track to have these amazing cars at that we're going to see again for their second to last strength of field race of the season. The guys have got just a couple of minutes left of, or a couple of moments left of their qualifying session. We'll see how many people are able to improve. Of course, with such a long track here, they're getting very few opportunities to bang that qualifying time in.
Yeah, it's only a few cars left on the track. Obviously, we know it's quite a long track, and they only get 8 minutes in qualifying. So, looking at Joshua Rogers is on pole at the moment. That's 4 minutes too. So they only get the one lap to do their thing. If they make a mistake early on in the lap, they can reset and try again. But that all important second lap is going to evade them a little bit.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if anyone else is really going to challenge for those top positions. As you say, just waiting for those last couple of cars on circuits to see if they can improve. Just seeing Kashub come over the line, and looks like Matt's got an off track on his lap, so he has not managed to put in a time, but I'm seeing current championship leader Riccardo Castelletto still looking like he is pushing on hard. He's currently down in 6th on the grid, so he's going to be trying to squeeze in before the time runs out, see if he can shuffle his way up the grid at all.
Yeah, I think he's going to do really well to make to the start finish, and just about 15 seconds that remained. But I was just looking back as a couple of guys after they did their quali laps and sat on that bit of track just before the last two chicanes, practicing their starts. Something that paid off for that won the race a little while ago. It's Nicholas Rasmussen around Okayama, and all important start around here.
Alright, so that is the qualifying session done then. Everybody who put in a time has had their one and only chance, as we said. So on pole position is still Joshua K. Rogers, so he takes that pole position of the night. Good 4 tenths up on second position, Sebastian Dunkel. Third place then is Alexander Voss, and fourth is Jack Sedgwick. Fifth place is ex-WCS driver Rocco Barone. I don't think he's in WCS this year. Memory's evading me slightly. Riccardo Castelletto then in 6th, as we were just talking about. Bedran Kaj in 7th, with David Williams in 8th. John Duval in 9th, with Angela Mikhail in 10th. Mikko Mikhaila in 11th, with David Nawalski in 12th. Moritz Lona in 13th, and Aishan Guven in 14th. Martin Asher in 15th, with Leonardo De Corti in 16th. Brent Brookman in 17th, Neto Nascimento, sorry about that, Nato 18th, Joel Guiz in 19th. He was the last car to actually put in a time, and then starting from the very back of the grid, we've got Kay Kashub, Philip Schellenberg, Joshua Anderson, Joseph Fulgren, and Carl E. Janssen looking like taking up that last spot on the grid.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the standings as well. We've got most of the contenders in here. One guy to keep an eye on is Alexander Voss. He's only registered 3 weeks of fun. He's sat on just over 200 points behind Castelletto, so he might well find himself at the fighting end of the championship after this race tonight.
Yeah, it's looking very, very tight there at the top in the championship as well. 1,021 points. Castelletto revs are going already, and green lights on, and cars are away. Lots of smoke as they all scream away, and it's looking like a very, very even start down into turn 1.
Oh, they're going to make it 3 wide. Come on.
So Rogers just trying to hang around the outside. He's managed to dive up the inside into the first chicane. just about manages to hold on to that lead. Looked like he was going to lose that then going into the first chicane.
I'll tell you one person that's going to be very jealous of this start with no cars crashing is our cameraman Sam Kumo. He's had a horrendous week so far, but they are all running too wide in some places, just coming down through Tetra Rouge onto the first long straight. And we're going to see this Porsche really open up its throttle, and then we're going to see how effective the draft is.
Yeah, we've got cars looking like they're shaping up, going 4 wide down Mulsanne straight. Oh, we're going to have a big accident down the front. 4 cars spinning around. Are they going to bounce back into the track? They do.
Yes.
Oh, first 10 cars scrape through, and then we've got a big pile up after that.
Yes, Houston, we've got left off. Jack Sedgwick is still going. He's half in, half out the track. That's race over for him, no doubt.
It's a real shame. That's going to split that field up massively now. But yeah, I could just see that developing as they're all coming out onto Mulsanne straight, and didn't look good. We're going to have the same thing again as the battle for third continues again now. So we've got John Duval, David Williams, Angelo Mikel, 3-4 cars. They're all trying to fight over the same spot. Are they going to try and go 3 wide again as we come up to the second chicane? I think they might well have a think about it. We've got 1 car looking to go down the middle. I think that's Mikel, is it?
Yeah, and those 2 front runners will be thinking how lucky they are, because they've got a nice old gap now to David Williams, just over 2 seconds. But they've got an opportunity here, if they work together, to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, so Joshua Rogers leading Sebastian Dunkel, as you say, them two just in their little opportunity to try and break away. Then it's David Williams leading the chase with John Duval tucked right underneath his gearbox as they come to the end of this massively long straight. Fast right-hander before they get hard on the brakes. Then just behind Duval is Angelo Mikel with Moritz Lohner, teammates running the line astern there. Looks like Lohner maybe got a little bit of better drive off the corner there. He's going to be pressuring if he wanted, or he'll, as their teammates going to, he may decide just to hang back. We'll see as they come through. He does look to move up the inside now, and Mikel doesn't defend.
Just looking at our retirees as well, a lot of the front runners involved in that crash. Sedgwick, Barone, Castrolido, Guin was in there, Kei Kashuba's back. No, well, he's still in the pits. Joshua Anderson, Schollenberg. About a third of the field gone with just that 1 crash.
And so, yeah, Lohner didn't take that spot then from Mikel. And coming off the corner, John Duval had a big squirrely moment getting hard on the power, trying to get the drive off the corner. Managed to just about hold it together, and he's still pushing hard right underneath David Williams as he moves out from the slipstream and looks to try to get a run around the outside.
Ellie, I don't know if you've taken the car around Le Mans this week, but coming through this set of corners, the Porsche curves and Maison Blanche is really a lot of fun. And
so John Duval did manage to take that spot, so he's leapfrogged ahead of David Williams. That little 4-car group is looking like that's going to be a battle that's continuing, and trying to grab onto the back of that as well. We've got David Nowalski trying to make that a 5-car group as those cars in front are just squabbling away. Front 2 still looking pretty close as well, with Rogers still just keeping Dunkel at arm's length, and only now are they completing their first lap, as again the car's very sideways through that last chicane, really struggling to keep the car pointing straight and forward.
That'll be interesting to see what lap time they do the next time they come around with the first proper flying lap. They might be sort of on the cusp here of either 6 or 7 laps. I think most of the races I've seen so far this week has been seven laps in the top split, because these guys just start dipping under the 4-minute mark as they get everything up to temperature.
Yeah, so it really was a shame we had that big smack there on that opening time down the straight, because it really has split apart the field. We've got this nice looking battle forming up the front as we've been seeing, but then behind them it really has spread apart. We've got cars all on their own the rest of the way back down the grid. So really it's just these top half dozen cars that we're going to be focusing on, it seems, for the rest of the race. But fortunately they're giving us a good battle, as I'm seeing Williams and Lohner side by side down the Mulsanne straight now as well. Williams is going to have the outside as they come into chicane. Who's going to brake harder and deeper? And it is just about Williams. He manages to just hang around the outside, but now Lona's pushing him out of the chicane and is desperate to get past and get onto the back of Duval there in third place.
That's exactly the kind of... Sorry, is Lorna giving him a little push down the straight? I'm pretty sure he is.
I think so. We're seeing some bump drafting as they're trying to get back on the toe of Duval there in front. Pulls out from the slipstream, but doesn't look like he's going to make a move. But just behind them, we've got a move happening now. And so that's Mikhail losing a place to Nawalski. But Nawalski really cut a lot of that corner and entries, overcooks it, all crossed up, and just about gathers it back up. And Mikhail, I thought, was going to get a run straight by, but he's going to be a bit harder work for him than it looked.
You can just see that one corner that they were fighting, how much time they've lost to that group in front of them. And that was really smart driving by Moritz Lorna, pushing David Williams down the straight instead of fighting him this earlier on in the race.
And so I think the reason that Mikhail didn't get that pressure on coming out that corner as I thought, so I think he must have got a little bit of a slowdown because he's then backed off and he's dropped down 2 further positions. So yeah, unfortunate for him. So we've got 2 little 3-car groups now, with front 2 then gradually pulling away, but looking ever closer as well. Sebastian Dunkel is certainly not letting Joshua Rogers get away at all. He's a little bit closer now as they're heading towards the second half of the lap.
Yeah, behind them there isn't much going on. It's about 2-3 second gaps all the way back to the back of the field. Philip Schallenberg has just left the pits, but he's near on 2 3/4 minutes behind.
And I'm seeing a car off in the background as well. Let's scroll back to who that was. That is Nato Nascimento, I think, who lost it on the exit, spun straight across the side of the track, and I think was lucky not to get too much damage in on the inside barrier.
Yeah, he's going to come under a bit of pressure from Joel Guez, who's close up right up to the back of him.
So yeah, so this really does look like this 3 little groups at the front are really going to do a decent job of giving us something to watch for the rest of the race here, as Lona has a little sniff on Williams as they come into the final chicane, but thinks better of it. The car's just 4-wheel drifting as they come out that first section there. Lovely to see in these cars, and they all complete yet another lap. So we're saying about lap times then. Conrad, sorry, and so we're looking at 4:03s that time, by 4:02s.
Oh, so this is going to be a little bit of a break off the norm with these lap times, because they've slowed down. They should be, well, they did a 4:02 in quali, so they should be, I expect, a little bit quicker. Could well be looking at a 6-lap race.
So we've still got Rogers P1, Dunkel P2, Duval then P3 with Williams in 4th, Lorna in 5th with Nawalski in 6th, Michaela in 7th and Jens Brockman in 8th. Those are our main battles to be keeping an eye on in the top 8 positions. They've all just spread apart just by a couple of car lengths on the opening part of this lap here. Then we'll see how it closes up as they work their way through the next couple of chicanes.
Yeah, I expect if you want to make any gains in terms of slipstreaming, you're going to have to do it pretty early on the straight, as you do run out of revs as you come towards the end of them. We see Williams just...
Yeah, I thought David Williams was running out of brakes a little bit there coming into chicane, but just about managed to get the car stopped.
There's a little bit of a battle going on a little bit further back for 13th place. Carl Jansen's just overtaken Martin Ashoff.
And sorry, Conrad, so Williams is challenging for 3rd place. He's going to have the outside as they come into the chicane here. Tries to hang on the brakes, but has to tuck back in. He should get maybe a little bit of an opportunity for a cutback, but misses the second part of the second apex there. So actually he's going to be under pressure now from Lona, who's looks like he's got a good run.
Yeah, I don't think they really want to get involved in a battle. Yeah, otherwise that'll give Duval a really good opportunity. He's going to go for it. He's having a look. Some aggressive defending.
It was. He had to change his mind. He's trying to go straight around the outside, almost ending up around the outside of both of them in his loner. But Williams, I think, would have had the cut back better. A big power slide come out the corner there to Williams, as he's had to cut back in. So this little three-car group, you can't throw a sheet over them now. I said they'd spread apart a bit at the start of the lap, but certainly not now. I think we're going to see a move again, as Williams again looks like he's trying to challenge, but his path is blocked with the two cars side by side ahead of him as well. Who's going to come out of the next corner?
Well, Murray's already pulled one around the outside on the previous corner. He's going to do it again, and yeah, that's well, two positions in just about as many corners.
Great
not
job
giving
trying
up
to hang in there, but he just eventually had to give up that place. Williams now's got the run, as his path was just blocked a little bit on exit there, but yeah, great job trying to hang around the outside of that string of corners, but ultimately couldn't quite make up that next spot, as the cars just behind challenging still as well, Novelski and Michaela. Oh, sorry, Brookman and Michaela, sorry.
Yeah, and this three-car battle is soon going to be a four-car battle, and if they keep going like this, those other two are going to catch up as well. And all the while, the leaders are pulling away. They're just over 6 seconds ahead now.
God, and Duval practically being pushed through the corners there by Lona, so close to his rear. And on my screen at least now, Duval's got a little bit of rear wing damage, so I'm not sure whether that was from that contact just there, or if I had missed that damage from earlier on. But yeah, Duval at the front of the group there, just sporting a bit of rear wing damage. As they look to go up the inside in chicane. Big difference in approach speed there, and Lona manages to snatch that place. Duval has to slot in behind, then Williams, then Novelski, then Brookman, and Meklia just at the back. So that is now a big 6-car group.
Yeah, we're just hearing that it looks like Duval just tipped the wall somewhere. That's where that rear wing damage came from. Williams sporting a little bit of damage on the rear wing as well. We'll find out on this first long straight how much of an effect that's going to have on the straight line speed.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that a little bit more of a twitchy car to have to deal with now. I'm seeing what feels like a little bit more corrections from him than maybe the couple of cars around, and certainly Lona's just putting in a few car lengths on this opening part of the lap, and yeah, I think Duval's going to be under lots of pressure now from Williams as they head to the Mulsanne straight for the fourth time.
So it does look great. All these 6 cars coming down the straight line astern.
And here he comes. So yeah, Duval's struggling. Williams is looking to get that position back. He's going to be clean through before they even get to the braking zone, just about, I think. And looking to have a sniff there is Novelski as well.
And all of the rest of the cars behind Duval is going to have to do the same if they want any chance of going with Williams.
And Rogers at the front, sorry Conrad, Rogers under more pressure now. I think Dunkel maybe is going to be looking for a move for the lead, as he looks to go to the inside now. He's right up alongside. Dunkel should get on these brakes if he hits that apex. I think he's got that position sorted as they come in, but overcooks the entry a little bit, just barely was able to get the car lined up for the second apex, and thought he might have struggled for drive out of there, but looks like he is going to hang on for the moment. So yeah, Sebastian Dunkel taking the lead. Rogers slotting into his slipstream behind, but is doing well in that slipstream. He's going to be putting Dunkel straight back under pressure again.
Yeah, in that battle we saw just behind them, Duval is definitely struggling. He's now been overtaken by Nowakowski, Brookman as well. Mikko is going to be past them in the not too distant future as well.
So Dunkel did manage to hold on into the first right-hander there, but still Rogers is putting lots of pressure on him. He's going to be looking to get that position straight back. It looks like he doesn't want to sit in that second place. He wants that clear bit of track in front of him again. And as they head towards this next sweeping section, we'll see if they can make anything happen. But he ends up just maybe dropping off the back a little bit there, so Dunkel has got just a few more seconds of breathing space. So yeah, then behind it's Lona, Williams, Novelski, Brookman and Leclerc. So like you say, Duval is dropped off the back of that group just ever so slightly now, so it's more of a 5-car battle, with Williams looking like he's going to be the next car to make a move on Lohner.
Yeah, I think Duval's just hanging on by a thread at the moment. But yeah, we've still got 4 cars in there. We're on lap 4, so at least another 2 laps after this. And you can be sure once they get onto that final lap, the moves will certainly become a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more stamp their authority on the other car.
I think I just caught a glimpse of Joshua Rogers just making a little bit of contact with the wall on the outside as well, and he's got just a slight bit of damage now on the right side of his rear wing, so doesn't look too significant from where I am, but we'll see how that's going to affect him, whether he's going to be able to continue to put pressure on Sebastian Dunkel, but yeah, pushing hard and getting all crossed up coming out of the last chicane there, and I think Dunkel is going to have the opportunity just to stretch his legs a little bit now.
Yeah, it's like I said, we don't know how much that rear wing damage is going to affect him. The damage on Duval's car didn't look that severe, but it's certainly punishing him severely down the straight. It already looks like Dunkel is managing to pull a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, he knows this is the part of the lap course where he really needed to try and build on that gap to give himself the best chance that he can now coming onto this Moss-Sun straight, not to be under pressure as they come through those 2 chicanes. But we'll see how that works out for him. He's got a 3-4 car length gap to Rogers behind. Then it's Lohner trying to defend from Williams. I think Williams is going to be the one looking to make a move as they head down the Moss-Sun straight. But Rogers hasn't lost any of that top speed with that slight bit of damage if he has it on the rear wing. So he has got right back onto Dunkel. Not quite close enough, I don't think, to pop out from the slipstream for this chicane, but he's certainly going to be there and thereabouts still. Dunkel is not getting away.
Yeah, he's really got to make his gains, like I said earlier on, getting right up in the slipstream early on the straight, because they do run out of revs come the end of the straight. So you need to be at least alongside when as you approach the braking zone.
And so Williams looking very, very close again to the back of Lohner. He pops out from the slipstream, looks to take that inside line. Lohner doesn't defend hard, so I think Williams is going to have the high ground as they come into a chicane here, and gets the car stopped, taking lots and lots of curb, but hits the apex cleanly, and the car's just getting themselves a little bit caught up behind maybe. So I think Brookman just went into the back, and Nawalski's ever so slightly into chicane now, and he's under lots and lots of pressure now from Melchior, and yeah, Melchior's looking for any way past that he can. He pops out from the slipstream now.
Yeah, he's going to have the inside coming into Maltz, and is he going to make it stick?
Yeah, and he does. He manages to get the car stopped, hits that apex, drives off the corner, a lovely little slide, and yeah, manages to complete that move. Back up front, Sebastian Dunkel has still got that a little bit of breathing space. He's got a few car lengths still to Rogers. Lohner's got still got Williams putting under lots of pressure from him, but at the back of that little group, yeah, Brookman is looking to get straight back past again on Mikko there, and he's looking to see if he can squeeze up the inside.
Tell you what, it's a real pity we lost all of those front runners so early on in the race. And you could easily see a group like this, which is 5 cars at the moment, being 6, 7, 8 perhaps. That would have been great, but that's the way it goes, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we're lucky that we've got this group. Otherwise, as you say, we'd have quite. There's not really any other opportunities elsewhere on the field. So, as you say, these 5 cars are still working hard. Williams is right underneath Lohner again, right underneath his rear wing, trying to put him under so much pressure. But actually, Nawalski got a great run coming through there, and maybe just made up that bit of time. So these guys are just pushing on the edge the whole time, and yeah, this huge lap that we've got here. These little differences are just allowing those gaps just to ebb and flow ever so slightly. Right, so the leaders are coming round to start a new lap as Rogers clouts the final curb on the chicane there, but still seems to get a reasonable run off the corners. So it's that battle for the lead is certainly not over by any means. Sebastian Dunkel still under lots and lots of pressure for that lead spot from Rogers there. Then Lohner, then Williams still, then Nowalski, then Miko, and then Jens Brookman is the car at the back of that little group as he just struggles to hold his line, getting himself lined up for Dunlop.
Joshua Rogers is a lot closer to Dunkel as they come through the S's. He might have a better run at Dunkel as they come down into the first chicane. But that gap, just 0.2 seconds now. You can see it's coming down all the time.
Yeah, and straight away Dunkel's moved over to the inside, trying to defend that position. He knows that pressure is there this time. Rogers coming along the outside. Who is going to judge that braking right? We know how tricky these cars are to brake at the better times, let alone from this thunderous straight. Dunkel's in much quicker. Can he get the car stopped? He can, but Rogers really trying to get the cutback, get the drive off the corner. He had the preferred line going in and really tried to make sure he made the most of it to get the drive off the corner, and he is absolutely still there trying to challenge.
A little battle behind is still raging on. Gavlon is still at the front of it. Williams
Here comes
just
Rogers
behind.
again. Sorry, Conrad. Dunkel tried to defend, but Rogers just pushed his way past, made the gap. He's got the inside line this time. Dunkel, though, later on the brakes. Can he get the car stopped again? He can. And again, Rogers gets a cut back. He should get a much better drive off the second half of this chicane. Already to the inside. Dunkel's going to have the inside line, though, for the next sequence of corners. So can he keep the momentum and just hang in alongside there?
And I'm wondering if they just trying to find out how far they can push this car. They are going to have time for a seventh and last lap.
And Rogers sweeps around the outside, so just about gets the car stopped. Lots of smoke with the tyres, but he managed to sweep around the outside. But he feels like he's under pressure. He's trying to break the toe a little bit from Dunkel. He knows maybe he didn't get the best run off that final corner there. And again, he's going to have to defend to hold on to that position. Behind, they're almost two by two in that little group behind. It's Williams pushing Lohner forward as the leaders again are side by side still. Want to watch both the groups at once. We've got Dunkel and Rogers side by side. Dunkel sweeps on the inside back into the lead. Can he get the car stopped? He can. Rogers again looking to try and get as best a run he can off the corner. Yeah, that's just to keep swapping positions in this lap.
Yeah, same with this group behind. You can't really call who's in what position because it does change from corner to corner, and it's turned into a real gaggle on this lap.
Yeah, Nowalski's just been shuffled back. He was in the middle of that pack, but now he's at the back of it. Brookman moves up, as does Miko. Sebastian Dunkel still hanging on in front of Joshua Rogers there. There's a couple of car lengths between them for the moment, and Williams still looking like he's putting Lohner under lots and lots of pressure, almost running into the back of him there through the middle of the corner.
I think it's so close to that wall as they come through the Porsche curves. That's of course where the wheel picked up his damage, so it can be really costly if you clip that wall. Right, so this last lap coming up, it should be worth keeping an eye on, or trying to keep an eye on both these battles. And this is where the elbows well and truly come out.
Yes, and Sebastian Dunkel leads across the line to start this final lap. Oh, Rogers looking to have a dive up the inside. That came from nowhere, really caught me and more importantly Sebastian Dunkel by surprise, I think. Yeah, just I think he had that lined up a little bit, but Dunkel trying to come back at him before they get to the straight. Oh, he drifts out wide, understeers wide. They both spinning. Both the leaders spin out, both into the gravel. Rogers looks like he's a car to get it going first. Can they both get back up to speed before the pack catch him? Rogers certainly can. but Dunkel is right in amongst it now. That was so unfortunate. They were side by side, and I could just see Dunkel was just gonna drift out ever so slightly. It's just as small as the touches, and we know these rear-engine Porsches, they just, once you get them going, just a pendulum.
Yeah, and Dunkel is going to struggle. Well, he should be alright now once they're down this straight, but that pack behind them, well, they're not going to take any prisoners. They see an opportunity here. They are alongside him already, Lorna, and I bet Williams will have a little crack as well if he gets a chance.
Yeah, we're seeing side by side in the background as well. Dunkel,
Oh,
contact between Williams and Lorna. Dunkel just about manages to come out the other side of it. Williams and Lorna spun around trying to get themselves straightened up. It's all kicked off in this last lap. Rogers had the get out of jail free card. He's scarpered in the way. He just needs to bring the car home. Dunkel's still going to be working to keep that second position. Jens Broekman is the next car to try and challenge. Yeah, what a cracking race. Here comes Broekman. Dunkel's down on top speed, I think, or he's lifting for a slowdown. I think just down on top speed would be my guess. Dunkel trying to cover it off, get the line back, get the best cut off the exit of the chicane, get the drive off the corner. But yeah, I think Broekman's going to have that covered off for now.
Yeah, Dunkel did cut quite a bit of that chicane. Not that he really had a choice, but I think you can put all of that firmly on David Williams, just not braking soon enough and running into the back of the car in front.
We're looking like they're trying to go free wide as Nawalski trying to get in amongst there as well as they come into this tricky braking, trying to get the car stopped. Just about all do. Broekman comes out ahead. Nawalski now is side by side with Dunkel, and I think we're going to see Mikko trying to get in the mix there straight away as well. He got a great drive off the corner. Yeah, Dunkel is down on that little bit of top speeding.
So now how wrong can it go in just in the space of a couple of corners for Sebastian Dunkel? He was there fighting for the lead, and then yeah, whereas he's dropped down into fifth for the time being, battle in front of him still going on.
Oh, here comes Mikko, dives up the inside, gets the car stopped. How did he get that car slowed down? I thought he was going to overshoot well and truly there. Nawalski has to slot in behind. Is Dunkel going to try and squeeze up the inside as well, or he spins up the rears? He's just going to have lost out there. Mikko still trying to defend hard from Nawalski, and actually in the background there might be some more battles developing in the background as well. But for now, yeah, Mikko and Nawalski side by side still.
Yeah, Rogers just all you need to do is negotiate these final few corners and he'll be walking away with a win. Nawalski behind though, being overtaken on the well, he is doing the overtaking on the inside.
So cracking job of him, guys, to get through that unscathed. As you say, Joshua Rogers just a couple of corners to go. Jens Broekman's broken away, but it's Nawalski, Mikko and Dunkel who are still squabbling. Mikko and Dunkel teammates there, you want to try and keep it clean as Rogers comes on to the front straight, takes the win of the night. He led most of the race and just looked like it was going to disappear from him a little bit perhaps towards the end there, and luck fell into his lap a little bit with being able to recover quicker. Then Jens Broekman takes that second place. That was a big surprise for him, I'm sure. He was looking like 5th, 6th, 7th for most of the race. Then it was David Nawalski, then it was Mikko Mikala, then Sebastian Dunkel. Yeah, looking like challenging for the win for most of the race. Finishes up in that 5th position.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a couple of extra cars to make their way across the start-finish line as well. But how much did that the standings shake up on that last lap, just with a few incidents? And it's not the type of incidents we're used to seeing in these top splits.
I mean, it was such close racing the whole race, long that all it took was just that very slight misjudgment, and it all kicked off. I really think I had a live view of the battle for the lead as we saw the incident there, and as I said, Rogers just came from nowhere to take that opportunity, try and snatch a lead as they came through the Porsche curves at the start of a lap. And I think that really took Dunkel by surprise, and he just felt like he needed to come straight back at him and say he just couldn't quite hold that inside line.
Yeah, I think we need to give a lot of credit here to Rens Brookman. He was in the fights. We saw a lot of him, but he started in 17th place. He made up 15 places from the start, and even Nowakowski behind him up 9 places as well. So real credit to those guys getting through all those early incidents and even the latter ones in order to get those really good finishes.
Yeah, great job surviving through the race there, and just awesome battling that we got to have for our broadcast all night long. Yeah, these Porsches around Le Mans was a great combination. Yeah, they really seemed to suit this track well. Right, so let's confirm then the final results for the cars on the lead lap. Joshua Rogers, as we said, did take that lead. He had a nice relieved last 3/4 of a lap there to finish 7 seconds ahead of Rens Brockman. David Nowalski rounding out the podium in 3rd with Nico in 4th. Sebastian Dunkelven in 5th with Moritz Lohner in 6th. Leonardo Corti, we didn't really see anything of him on the stream, but he finished up in 7th with John DeVale then, nursing his damage that we saw from his rear wing, finishing in 8th. David Williams recovering in 9th with Joel Guez in 10th. Nito Nascimento in 11th with Carl Jansen in 12th. Martin Asher finished in 13th. And the last car on the lead lap was Joseph Folgren, who finished 14th and 37 seconds down.
Yeah, one person that's going to be really disappointed with tonight's result is Alexander Voss. He came in 16th place, but he really needed a good result tonight to keep himself alive in the championship standings. He might hope just before the night is out, before we switch over to Summit Point for next week, to jump in a few more races and see if he can salvage something from this week.
Yeah, and what a different track that's going to be for them then next week, Summit Point, going from the glitz and glamour of and prestige of Le Mans to Summit Point, who of course we love here on this service, but I suspect most people around the world may not have heard of that track. So it's a tight, twisty place for these cars. We saw, the carnage that can develop here when they've got so much space. It'll be interesting to see how they get on next week at Summit Point.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's especially in the second part of the lap, those tight, twisty bits. It's I think if a championship's on the line, we might well be in for a little cracker of a race.
Well, here's hoping. So on that note, I think that's going to wrap up our broadcast for the iRacing Porsche Cup. We've got just one more week to go to decide the championship results. So not a great result for current leader Castrolado out on the first lap this week. Can he redeem himself next week at Summit Point? Well, we'll have to see at 19:45 GMT next Monday night. So thank you to Conrad Venter on comms, Sam Kumo as normal on cameras, and we shall all see you again next week for the final race of the season. Thank you.